when you come across people in the beer industry, you get that sense of passion. You know, you don't get a lot of people who just say, I took a sales job.
Right. Not for beer.
I liked the product. I liked what they did.
Pepsi and Coke people, sure, maybe I'm a sales rep, you know, Frito-Lay people, but like, you know, for you're right. For beer, it's like, dude, I get to sell beer and look at the brands I get to sell.
And look what I get to work with every day.
The shit they do.
Yeah, it's a specialty thing. And whether you're in wine, spirits, beer, cheese, like, yeah, there are cheese reps out there too. That's a thing.
We get some cheese
mongers, yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely like a specialized subject. So you can really, really have fun with it. And then, you know, the people you meet in the business going around to accounts, and you never know who you're going to meet.
Yeah, it's absolutely true.
Tons of awesome
Lots
people.
of personalities in this business.
That's the beautiful thing about it, though.
Well, sometimes.
YUNKJunk!
What's up, Philadelphia, and welcome to episode 5 of the Supper Club Sessions. I'm your host, Lou Novak. This is my co-host and partner in crime, Sean Thump McGranahan. Sean, what's going on today, man?
It's a day. It's another day that ends in Y. It's a beautiful day outside, and I'm moving a little slow today. I'm not gonna lie,
buddy. I am with you. I am physically recovering, mentally, emotionally recovering from Streats Fest yesterday, which was very successful over here on Main Street in YUNKJunk. How many food truck vendors do we have?
There was over 75 food truck vendors. There was
Crazy.
lines like you would know. You would never wonder why people would wait in such a long line for food truck, because the food was that good. YUNKJunk Street Festival was great yesterday. You know, it was great turnout. I mean, I'm just going to guess there's probably about 30,000 people down there.
It was ridiculous. And like, I mean, in a positive way for all the businesses, but like, listen, I've done the Disney dozen. I've been to Disney World 12 times. It was busier on Main Street yesterday than any park that I've ever been in. It was silly.
It's really fun to be a part of these type of events that showcase the only Main Street in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And
Main Street USA.
And the way it's promoted, the team at YUNKJunk Development Corporation really do a great job of promoting it. The sponsors do a great job of supporting it. The restaurants, the businesses. You know, I do feel a little bit bad for a lot of the retail shops. They tend to suffer a little bit on days like yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, because people aren't there looking into stores as much as they want to. They're looking at the food trucks, they're looking at the vendors and that kind of stuff, and it makes it a little bit more of a difficult day, I feel, for the retail shops.
Now, for me, like if I was coming out and was like, "Hey, we're gonna go hit up like all these food trucks and like beer tents," let's just fucking shop while we're out. That's
but when you have when you have the food trucks out in front of your place and
blocks the storefront. Gotcha.
And then people are looking more for like a place to sit and eat their food as opposed to like go into the shop. So, but all in all, it's a great day for YUNKJunk. I think it was a great, you know, the Street Festival for YUNKJunk. It's one of the first festivals of the season, and anywhere you look, you know, it's kind of like, it's kind of like the Black Friday of you know, holiday shopping. It's like, okay, now, the weather's nice. Oh, we're going to be outside. We're going to do stuff outdoors. We're going to do these festivals and stuff like that. And it was a really good day. It's draining. I mean, it was a lot. We had a busy week and a lot of build up to it. And, it's just a lot of work that gets put into that kind of stuff. So, you know, today's a little bit of a recovery day.
Hats off to our team. We got smoked. I would compare it, in one of my old spots, you know, when it was March Madness and everyone was just running around like assholes. It was that level of business.
Well, and if anybody knows what running around like an asshole is like, it's you. So, I mean, that makes perfect sense.
Hi. And if anyone knows what running is like, it's not you.
Definitely not.
No, not at all. So
wait. So you walk fast and like move?
It's
Why?
when you sweat from doing physical activities that are vertical but not horizontal.
Okay. See what you did there.
See what I did there. Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Gotcha.
So anyway, what else is going on?
Nothing, man. It's just, again, just coming off of a long day. We're all kind of beat. It was a really, really good turnout on Main Street. And, there's there's a lot of things coming around Main Street, a lot of things coming around Philadelphia to look forward to. Like you said, it started the season. I know we also have Arts Fest.
Oh, huge.
Huge. Big one. And listen, I'm to quote Shrek, I'm like an onion. I have layers. I have my degenerate. I like to drink beers and, do punk rock shows and shit, but I like art. I like kind of like getting in touch with some stuff where like there's symbolism and impressionism and stuff like that. So I love Arts Fest. I think it's cool.
You're actually an owner of some fine art.
I have a Leonid Afromov original that I tell my wife and kids, like outside of them, it's the thing I love most in the house.
It usually sets the background for some of your songs that you do.
I strategically put that in there. It's just a colorful.
I know.
It's called When Dreams Come True, and you can look it up, and it's water. It's like watermark and palette putty knives. However, it's done. I'm not the artist. I just like it, like wine. I don't know what it is, but I know I like it.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things when I see it, it literally centers me. It just puts me in that spot of like, it's fucking beautiful, man. Like I appreciate it. So Art Fest coming up. That's going to be another kick-ass thing on Main Street in YUNKJunk. What else do we have come up? We have.
Well, I mean, in YUNKJunk, we have a big thing that's coming up in May before Arts Fest. Sing Us Home.
Dave House, Dave and Tim.
Yeah, the Sing Us Home Music Festival. It's the second year for it. It's going to be a little bit more expanded this year. It's going to be 3 days. And there's a lot of good acts on it. I mean, you could speak more to the music acts of it. Again, I really love YUNKJunk. I really love Philadelphia, and anything that brings more attention to Main Street, YUNKJunk, Philadelphia, I'm all down for it. And, it was really cool last year for the first year for this event, and it got a mention in Rolling Stone magazine. And it was really cool to see YUNKJunk.
Yeah, like Venice Island, Main Street, YUNKJunk.
Rolling Stone magazine. I think that's really cool. And
I played a little bit of hooky last year during my shift and was like out back watching the show.
Yeah.
I told Dave when we were talking to him like a month ago, I was like, hey, I think I owe you like the price of admission, because like I stole at least 3 hours just like watching your act for free.
So Dave House he's from Roxborough, and when we met him this year to kind of talk about the event, he just popped in like just a normal guy, dude. Like, hey, what's happening? And we sat down and we talked to him about everything. I found out that he used to work at the building where Winnie's is.
Yeah, that's
when it was formerly La Bus, he worked there.
Yeah, it's
apparently his brother Tim tried to get a job there, but didn't make the cut.
When he left that day, I shot him a text. I said, "Tell Tim, like, I know a guy now if he's looking for a gig." So like I could see what we could do for him.
But yeah, that's a cool thing about the Sing Us Home event is that it really is. It's like Dave House. He's like, hey, I'm coming home.
Yeah.
He lives out in LA now, but I mean he tours all the time, and his thought was he wanted to do something for his hometown.
My first time seeing Dave, he opened up for Bad Religion, I think, at the Fillmore. And I fucking dug him then. I saw him for Record Store Day down on Main Street Music. And like it was just like him and his brother, and like one of the guys from like the Hooters had like a cooler of like Rolling Rocks, and it was passing around during like Record Store Day, just playing fucking songs. It was cool as shit. Oh, and also they have Laura Jane Grace now from Against Me, which is like to me fucking huge. Like I've seen Against Me numerous times. So that's a big get for me as far as like getting her on the bill, because one of the things I love about her lyrics is like, they're still so angsty, and she has this like unique way of putting more syllables into a verse, and I think you technically should be able to.
Wow.
But she just has this way of just like convulsing so much ire and kind of angst and sort of like fervor of which she wants to get into her lyrics in such an articulate way to where like, she's getting the point across home, but she uses so many like complex syllables and words and like smart fucking cookie. So really excited to see her and the band that she's got supporting her as well. But yeah, so, I've seen Dave a bunch of times. I've seen Against Me a bunch of times. So super excited, for Sing Us Home. And that coincides also with, Philly-wide Broad Street Run. So another
iconic Philadelphia event, that 40,000 people just decide to wake up in the morning and run.
Yes.
I mean, I respect anybody that does it.
I used to do it.
I
used to be skinny. At a point, there was a day.
Pictures.
No, there was like a thing. I was running a lot. I was like,
You're anorexic.
I was way anorexic. Yeah. Wait, is that when you throw it up or don't eat it? I wasn't throwing up, but like I wasn't. I was doing like 800 calories a day, and like this is healthy, you know. But I was skinny. I looked prettier.
And I think at that peak was when I believe I have a video of you singing Disney karaoke at Toasted Walnut.
Anyway, so we were gonna make a cut now.
Dylan, remind me to send that clip to you. And I think that's when he was at his skinniest.
That was Toasted Walnut. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Him, Christy, DJ Boo Boo. Shout out.
That
free plugs today.
The idea of events in YUNKJunk is just a great thing. I mean, we did a great event. One of the funnest days, it's really such a great day. Is Founders Freeze Out that happens in February.
Another fucking awesome one.
Founders beer. Founders Brewery sponsors it.
That all the
we do some ice carvings, some live ice carvings. They do fake snow. I mean, it's those type of things, like events. I love events. Yeah. And the weird thing is that I'm at the point in my life where I don't like huge crowds, like personally.
Right.
Like to be in them. But when there's events like that and there's like a great feeling going on, I do like it,
But I could psychologically tell you why you like that, because you're like a people pleaser. And when you're on this side of the event, you're the one hosting it and making sure people are having a good time. You're not the one going there like, hey, someone entertain me.
Right.
You're the one like almost like providing the experience or helping or coordinate with providing the experience. And that's your thing.
I am a pleaser.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
someone once said that.
I like giving pleasure.
With that, speaking of founders, we do have Ralph from Stockerton in the house today, and I know Founders is one of his main accounts, and I think we're going to bring Ralph on, and he's going to probably get us some cool beers to sample.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and you're definitely in the right frame of physical health to have some beers right now.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I can't wait, man.
All right.
With that, let's bring Ralph on.
Okay.
And we are back with Ralph Fleming from Stockerton Beverage. Ralph, welcome to the Supper Club podcast.
What's up?
What's up, man? You tell me. What's good?
Thanks for having me on the show.
Happy to have you, dude. I heard you were bringing beer. I was like, let's get this fucking guy on here.
Let's get the beer guy to bring some beer to the show.
Hell yeah!
So I did bring some beer. If you guys want to drink some of our fine Stockertown products,
we could drink it. Let's talk about it. What do you got today?
So we already talked about Founders and Founders Freeze Out. What can I say? All Day is the brand that Stockertown just really pushes hard for. It's our bread and butter. Founders is our bread and butter, and we just love working with them.
Probably the one you have to say the least about, because I think the brand itself is one of those things where it's got exposure. People know it. It's a good product. Easy as shit to drink. Tastes fucking awesome.
Agreed. All Day is definitely one of those beers that should be in everybody's establishment.
Yeah.
It's sporting arenas, music events, music venues. Like, pick a place, it's there. So
especially people like me and Sean, and like I'm a social drinker. I don't necessarily like, hey, I want to have like 2 beers and get like fucked up. If I'm hanging out and having beers, like I want to have like 9-10 beers and not be a mess. Right. And with what under 4.7%, like, yeah, it's easy to crush them, man. And you never feel regretful. I mean, unless you have like 30, like some people, but you never really feel. I didn't look at Sean. That wasn't a deadpan to Sean. It wasn't looking right in his soul.
As easy as it is to drink, I still don't think I could drink 30 beers.
Okay.
I'd feel like the cool guy.
Stop. But
challenge accepted.
Taylor's saying, yeah, my boy will never back down.
Mm-hmm.
Going down swinging every time.
All right. Well, we'll talk next freeze out then.
Yeah. Right.
Hell yeah. But with the freeze out, Founders, awesome product. What else we got?
We have Local Boy.
Let's talk about it, man.
So this is the Mutual Respect Brewing Co-op, which is essentially 3 breweries housed out of the Broken Goblet Brewing facilities up in Bensalem.
The Northeast, like my sort of stomping grounds,
road, I believe.
Yes, it's an incredible operation that they have there. So Broken Goblet is the main brewery, and then there are 2 other breweries in the Mutual Respect portfolio. You have Lucky Cat Brewing, which is our old friend Scoots.
R.I.P. Grey Lodge.
From the Grey Lodge.
Still in my heart. With my wife, my kids, and that painting, Grey Lodge.
Yes.
Like,
and you know what? I was just like, it had such a good feeling there, like with the what do they call mosaics?
Mosaics.
That Scoots did.
He was crazy for that.
I mean,
and it looked cool as shit.
I mean, nothing. Probably the coolest bathrooms I think I've ever seen for a bar. Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, phenomenal. Definitely a bathroom I could get comfortable in.
It was definitely a one-of-a-kind establishment.
Underrated food,
Friday
too.
the 13th. I'm sure you've been to a few
some of the
those.
best shit shows I've ever been to.
Yes.
Respectfully.
So Scoots is doing his thing over there with Lucky Cat Brewing. I unfortunately don't have any samples of those today, but next podcast.
I do know a place on Main Street.
On the next podcast.
I do know a place on Main Street that's carrying it, though. We're 4266.
So this is their Czech Pilsner. It's called Color Mixer. It is just a really, really nice, easy drinking for 4.2%.
Cool.
Czech style Pilsner. And then the last brewery under the Mutual Respect Brewing Co-op is called Trauger Brewing. Trauger Brewing is essentially Jeremy Myers. It's his German brewing project. If you're not familiar, Jeremy used to be one of the owners over at Neshaminy Creek.
No shit.
Trauger is his family name. And long story short, he started his thing over here when he wasn't brewing in Germany. And
I've drank in lots of good beers there. I've gone to lots of good shows there. The Trenton Punk Rock Flea Market used to post up there. And yeah, Neshaminy Creek's a cool spot. Definitely worth putting on people's radar.
Yeah, music venue there is first class. I've played there myself, so I can easily say, if you haven't been to a show there, check it out. Venue's great, beer's great, people are awesome.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
And what's this little orange guy over here?
And then the last beer of the day, you got to throw an IPA in there, right? Because everybody drinks IPAs.
Okay, fine by me.
So this is a Sloop Brewing Company out of, they're out of the Hudson Valley. They're up in New York.
Okay, we won't hold against.
Their flagship beer. It's called Juice Bomb. It is literally a 6.5% juice bomb.
Sounds right up my alley.
That sounds right up your alley.
Yeah, hell yeah, it does. Yeah, I know which one I can't wait to try first. Look at you going right to the main attraction.
Are we all drinking today?
Yeah. Some of us need to drink more than others.
I know.
I think we did a segment last week about like hair of the dog, or the week before, and we just talked about like when you're already starting a day and you're already fucked up. What's better to drink than a juice bomb on a podcast?
I'm gonna do the check. I'm not gonna do the juice.
I'll double up on the juice.
Yeah.
Have a day.
I'm not a juice kind of guy. So
all right. Well,
as Dave Chappelle once said, "What the fuck is juice?" We got drink up in my house.
So while we're doing this, Ralph, how did you get started in the beer business?
Beer business. So we're filming over here. So ironically, I worked in grocery stores for.
Happens to lots of guys, Ralph.
Going on here, man. I worked in grocery for a long time. I basically worked in grocery from high school up until I was like almost 30.
Sorry.
Basically, there was a store that opened up around the corner from my house in Ardmore, and I was like, I like beer. I'm going to go work at this beer store. Part-time job.
Part-time. Air quotes.
Yeah, part-time job. A couple months later, they asked me if I wanted to be the buyer for the store. I said, sure, why not? Left grocery. Why wouldn't I, right?
Yeah, fuck yeah. I get to work with beer.
So I was a buyer for the beer shop in Ardmore for probably 3 years. And I decided it was time to move on. So after there, I went to go work for Whole Foods.
It's nothing. Okay.
Whole Foods had a really, really, really killer beer program, and they needed a guy. So I was able to go up and curate some stuff for them. Eventually moving to their flagship store in Center City near the Art Museum, where they had a full bar, which was nice.
Was that one of the first spots at the full bar?
It wasn't one of the first. There were a couple before it, but it was definitely one of the first places to like do it big.
Okay.
So, I mean, we had like 20 taps, liquor, wine, cocktails.
At the grocery store.
At a grocery store, which was a following. People would come in there. I mean, yes, the beer selection was great. But secondly, we had a really, really nice crew there at the bar, and everybody kind of knew each other that came in, and we had our regulars that like certain bartenders, and it really just became this like really cool like beer community in there, which was kind of crazy to think in a supermarket.
Again, in a grocery store, I've always like thought it'd be funny. Like the Acme by me has like the frosted mug, and like if me and Sean just showed up one day with like a Flyers jersey on or something, like, yeah, man, we're here for the game, right? You get the game on,
Where's
bro?
TV at?
Yeah, what's the TV at, man? Like,
rolling our own TV.
Yeah, where's the hot shot girls at? Like, what's going on, man? Come on.
No, it was great. We'd have all the games on. It would get super fucking rowdy in there.
Really?
Like, people standing 3 deep.
In aisle 6.
Well, we had a pub section. So literally, but people would come over and they'd just be like, yo, I need to sneak a beer while my wife's in produce, man. And they'd just be like, boom, boom. And they'd be gone. But no, we had a great following. We used to do some really cool events there. And then next thing you know, I'm trying to figure out, well, where do I want to go in beer? What do I want to do? So naturally, the next step is becoming a beer rep, right?
Of course.
Go to the other side and become one of them. So an opportunity opened up with Stockerton Beverage, who I had been working with on the buying side for, close to 11, 12 years. And
that was your first, like, you're still with the first, beer company that you
absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
longevity speaks a lot, not just about the employer, the employee in both ways. So that's awesome.
So a great opportunity came up with Stockerton Beverage. So I automatically jumped in for that. I've known a lot of people over at the company for some years. I really, really, really like the portfolio over there. And the rest is history. Now I'm sitting here on Supper Club talking about my beer life, and
we're really happy to have you here. And I always love hearing what was the start for people to do what they're doing, and I think a lot of times in the bar industry and restaurant industry, beer industry, it starts though with a passion.
Yeah,
we talk about that a lot. You have to really love what you do, and you have to love what you sell, and you have to really be into it. And I think a lot of times when you come across people in the beer industry, you get that sense of passion. You don't get a lot of people who just say, I took a sales job.
Right. Not for beer.
I liked the product. I liked what they did.
Pepsi and Coke people, sure, maybe I'm a sales rep, Frito-Lay people, but like, for you're right. For beer, it's like, dude, I get to sell beer and look at the brands I get to sell.
And look what I get to work with every day.
The shit they do.
Yeah, it's a specialty thing. And whether you're in wine, spirits, beer, cheese, there are cheese reps out there too. That's a thing.
We get some cheese
mongers, yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely like a specialized subject. So you can really, really have fun with it. And then, the people you meet in the business going around to accounts, and you never know who you're going to meet.
Yeah, it's absolutely
tons of awesome
Lots
people.
of personalities in this business.
That's the beautiful thing about it, though.
Well, sometimes.
Even if you're a prick, it's still okay.
To the pricks and the personalities.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, that's nice and crisp.
It's fucking delicious.
So I did the what's it, color
mixer.
Top you off.
Color mixer.
Yeah, please.
It's nice and crisp. It's got a nice balanced flavor. It's nice.
I apologize for the shit pour. It's been not rolling around in my car, but rolling around with me in my car for the last 7 hours. So
I'll be honest, I never mind too much head. So I mean,
we know a little bit more about you now, don't we?
You get a lot of flavor from it. You get the aroma from it. I mean,
Oh, no, nothing. Never mind. Gotcha.
I know what you're talking about, and I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So you mentioned earlier when we were talking about band stuff like that you play music.
Yes. So I'm a member of the band called Empire Rock Club. We are a thrash metal, a mix of thrash metal, a little bit of stoner metal, a little bit of classic rock vibe in there.
Okay.
We're from Philly. We're Philly based. John, our singer and lead guitarist, he did a lot of music stuff in Philly and still is very involved in the music scene. He used to play at the old Empire Rock Club up in the Northeast.
Where was that at?
I'm not familiar with it.
That was up on the boulevard. I couldn't tell you how far up. I think it's a beer distributor now. But the Empire closed probably in the mid 90s, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably I might be before my time.
I had a baby here.
Yeah.
Oh.
You were just getting into bars at that point.
It was 15, yeah. So
yeah, it's about right.
96.
You were
strip clubs and bars at 15.
Strip clubs, right? Yeah.
But long story short, legendary club in Philly. Like a lot of bands starting out played there. Soundgarden played there. Sepultura played there. Testament played there. Like you think of like metal bands from that era, they were probably playing there. So
What do you play?
I play guitar in the band. I'm more of a rhythm guitar player.
Yeah, that's my thing too. I'm not skilled enough to play like leads for the most part. Like I'm like an acoustic, just kind of like campfire style, but
that's fun.
Yeah, it's
I
fun.
like doing that too. There's
Yeah,
a time and place for everything. But yeah, so he decided to name the band after the Empire Rock Club, although we spell it with a Y, Empire with a Y.
All right.
So yeah, that's kind of what I do when I'm not being a beer rep.
Do you guys prefer like the label of like, hey, like we're thrash metal, we're this, or like do you often just like, hey, like man, we play rock music?
You know,
or,
it's
like,
funny. We talk about this a lot between the members, the four guys in the band. We love metal. We love thrash metal. We love all types of rock music. So essentially, you know, we do like the mix of rock, metal, stoner metal, just rock. Anything you can consider rock, no matter how heavy or just how not heavy. So we like bringing that aspect into the music. So you never know what we're going to write, which is nice. You got a couple of different styles, but just know it's going to be heavy. It's definitely going to be heavy.
Nice. I know, like, you know, I listen to a lot of like rock, like, but you know, my stuff, like, I more like, you know, punk, pop punk, skate punk, emo, ska, stuff like that.
Yep.
And sometimes there's a lot of bands that just cross so many different, you know, like how do you call a band like Less Than Jake? Like, are they a ska band? Are they a punk band? Like, what, you know? So I didn't know if you guys fall in like one specific category. If it's like, you know,
well, I mean,
listen to us and you'll figure it out. Type of
yeah, pretty much. I mean, like I said, we just call ourselves heavy, and
cool.
I don't go into subgenres of metal. It's just ridiculous trying to define what's metal,
Right, yeah.
thrash metal, power metal, this, that, the other.
You guys like gig anywhere or?
Right now, we're just trying to focus on writing new music and get into the studio and record our second album. But yeah, we had a pretty heavy 2023. We were playing in Philly. We played Broken Goblet in September. We opened for the legendary New Orleans sludge metal band Crowbar.
Dude.
Which was just amazing. I mean, idols of mine. I've been listening to that band for God.
How'd you get lined up opening for them?
Honestly, they needed an opening band. Jeremy at B-Gob was just like, "Hey man, we can get you on this bill. You want to be on it?" And I was like, "Absolutely." And
wow.
we were a perfect fit for the bill.
That's awesome.
You know, we play some shows down in Delaware at Bar 13. That's a nice place for us. And then locally, you know, just smaller places. We play the Fire. We play Century Bar.
Fire. That's a staple.
Yeah. So
your first album, is that like through like a website or Facebook?
It's on Spotify. It's
right.
called Gates of Destruction.
You guys get paid for the streams?
Absolutely not.
All right. Oh, man.
So this was actually a record that we started and then the pandemic hit.
Oh, wow.
So being stuck inside,
what are we doing?
I learned how to do some home recording.
Okay.
So John and I would send riffs back and forth, and
postal service style, right?
when we had a little bit of time, we were able to record live drums up at Ron Streat Studios. So we had the drum tracks and the bass tracks all done, and then him and I just overdubbed and emailed back and forth, and it was a learning lesson for sure.
DIY, make it the fuck happen, man.
So yeah, so we did it, and John spent tons and tons and tons and tons of time mixing it in his house. Long story short, it was finished.
Cool
so
shit,
yeah,
man.
it's on all streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, all the good stuff, Bandcamp.
Well, once that second album drops, man, we'll have to get you back on.
Absolutely.
And we'll plug the band and do some more beers. But in the meantime, it was a pleasure having you out today for this, man. Appreciate the suds.
Yeah.
Appreciate you plugging the product. And again, great fucking selections on that. So thanks for joining us today, Ralph, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
anytime. Thanks, guys.
All right. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Yeah. I'll have to crack another one, but I will. And we are back. Want to thank Ralph from Stockerton coming out again. He had some really cool beers for us to try and sample out. So maybe we see him again soon. Maybe we see some of the reps for the beers he brought on. But you know, they were really tasty. So thanks for him coming out. It's getting to that point where we 86 our show. We just 86'd my co-host, Sean. He had to go meet a guy about a thing and take care of something at that place. So I'm going to be taking us home today. Before I do 86 us, there's something I'd like to 86. We talked about how we have a Sing Us Home Festival coming up. That's a cool concert. There's going to be a lot of vendors and purveyors there. I have some cool shows coming up. I think, let's see, I have Me First and Gimme Gimmes coming down to the Fillmore. We have Simple Plan, I think, is on the horizon. A couple punk rock shows. One thing I want to talk about is, listen, when we're out at venues and we want to buy beers, I'm not going to sit here and tell any one of you that it's right to be charging $14, $15 for a beer. But on the flip side of that coin, when we're going out to shows, we know they're $14 and $15 for a beer. The bartender that's working that event is just, they're clocking in, they're making their money, they're trying to do their job. They don't dictate the prices. They don't eye you up on the way up and be like, look at this asshole, I'm going to take him for all he's got. The prices are what the prices are. Can we 86 trying to haggle at a bar and trying to haggle at a venue? These people are just trying to come in and do their job. And yeah, they're getting paid hourly, but they're trying to make tips and they're trying to give you a good service and they're trying to be quick about it. But they're not the ones creating the prices. And, listen, this is America, land of the free, home of the brave. You have lots of options and you have the option of simply not buying something there. But to sit there and argue and haggle and complain to the worker about the price, it's not fair on them. You're being that person, don't be. So if we get 86 doing that, I think that would make the concert experience a little bit better. The lines would move faster. I would get drinks in my hand quicker, and I'd be in the mosh pit acting like an asshole a lot more often than I tend to be when I'm in lines waiting for beers instead. So with that, 86 being the douche that haggles prices that are preset. You're not at a Spice Bazaar in the Middle East. So, you're at the event, pay for the beer. And with that, again, want to 86 our show. Thank you, Philadelphia, for watching. This has been episode 5. We have a very special guest next week for episode 6. Can't wait to be here in front of your screens then. Have a good day.
YUNKJunk!